Hi, welcome to another episode of PSDtv. I'm your host, Alix Paultre. Today, I've got Charlie Swiontek from Murata, and we're going to talk about the AMP consortium. So welcome to the show, Charlie. Welcome back, and I should say, you're an old friend of mine.
Alix, thanks for having me here, and we've known each other for almost 2 decades now.
I know. Well, that's the beautiful thing about the power industry. It's such a strong fraternity as well within the engineering community.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, and now leading back to that statement about the fraternity, the fact that you're getting together with the AMP consortium and doing these things demonstrates the strength of the power community to actually address these issues proactively and move the ball forward.
Absolutely. As the semiconductors grow in terms of scope and power, they need to have an infrastructure and ecosystem that'll do that. And we realize that the strength of CUI, Murata, and Ericsson come together to provide truly an ecosystem in point of loads from 6 amps up to 90 to 120 amps in isolated DC-DC converters, and in the future AC-DC power supplies as well.
Well, there you go. Well, and as my audience knows, I've been very fond of saying that power is sexy again. You got to do a little dance. And it's not so much, that's right, but it's not so much that people have fallen in love with power supplies. It's that efficiency, system efficiency, the energy savings, the empowerment that you can get from proper power management, I think that's what's really sinking through to people.
Absolutely, and efficiency has really driven the systems for a decade, and every year we seem to have a new inflection point to drive efficiencies. The digital controls used in the digital point of loads and digital DC-DC converters allow a better degree of efficiency over the load range, and provides telemetry and other items that are important for system qualification, system analysis, and system operation.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, realizing that there's a consortium of individual companies, how much do you work together to create the devices, create the technologies? Do you independently create them and then debate on what the best solution is, or do you agree ahead of time and work towards it as separate groups?
We talk a lot. We meet regularly, and we have a roadmap of products that sort of share roadmaps, and then we share resources to develop those products. 2 years ago, we announced our existence, and right now we have point of loads from 6 amps to 120 amps. We'll have up to 1 kilowatt in isolated DC-DC quarter bricks. So I think we've made a large play in providing quite a few products in a very, very short amount of time by sharing engineering resources.
Excellent, Charlie. Well, we did a short video on it 2 years ago when you got started. I'm really glad to see that you're really picking up momentum and things are moving forward aggressively.
Yeah, it's been a tremendous commitment from all the companies involved, and it takes a lot of trust to really sort of share design files. I mean, we're on the sales end of things, we're competitors. We market against each other, we sell against each other, but then on the design side and the supply chain side of things, we try to have common bill of materials, common layouts, and so that way we can guarantee identical performance, plug and play between Ericsson, CUI, Murata.
Exactly. So now, Charlie, how would you say, are you carrying the torch from DOSA and Pola, building on their legacy, or are you a completely different direction and attitude?
Well, I'd like to think we've kicked them to the curb, quite frankly. Pola is strictly analog and hasn't seen any activity in probably the last 8 years. DOSA is a great standards group, but again, they haven't done much to define much more than mechanical standards, and even then, they've been dormant for about the last 5 years as well. So, with the release of our products, not only are we releasing products, but we're releasing the standards for other people to leverage these standards as well as an industry standard for both performance and for packaging.
Okay, now Charlie, I'm going to bring up my private little hobby horse. One of the things I always like to ask my industrial power people is, when are we going to see a new industrial power and signal connector cable standard, an industrial interface that's designed for industry, not something that's been brought from enterprise over, not trying to promote USB to a higher level? We need a new industrial power and signal standard. Wouldn't that be also a good goal for the organization?
Absolutely. I mean, we're always looking for a good standard to help drive systems and interoperability. For right now, the PM bus is what drives the system, but in the future, the AVS bus for voltage positioning for processors will probably drive that as well. And there may be some overreaching industrial standard that encompasses all those things moving forward.
Excellent. So now, what's the next big roadmap goal on the map for you guys?
More wattage in the cottage. Frankly, the processor power just goes up and up and up. It doesn't stop, and so part of our roadmap that we haven't really revealed to anyone just keeps the processor power going up to be in lockstep with the silicon guys.
Excellent, excellent. So, hey, Charlie, before I let you go, I always ask my guests to have a little last word. What last word would you like to leave our audience with?
Power is fun.
It is.
I'm sorry. It's quirky, but it is.
It is. It really is. Well, no electronics without electricity, my friend.
That's true.
So, I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time to listen to us. We wouldn't be here without you. Tell your friends. This is Alix Paultre for Power Systems Design. Have a great day.